Hello and welcome to Pub Football. Miles and Jimmy here to go through all of the big news from the Premier League over the weekend. We've been doing review shows, but they go a bit long and we do every team. So I think we're just going to do the key talking points from the weekend's action. So we have to start with the North London derby, which I very much enjoyed. 2-0 to Tottenham at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium over Arsenal. Let's start, Jimmy, as an Arsenal fan, by talking about Arsenal. What needs to change? Because 15th in the league isn't good enough.
Do we have to start with Arsenal, or can we start with Spurs? It's just difficult to watch at the moment, isn't it? I think we played into Spurs' hand quite nicely on Sunday. They sat back and had two counter-attacking opportunities and scored them both. And we had so much possession in the second half and did absolutely nothing with it. We never looked like scoring. It's just possession for the sake of possession. And it was really poor all round. And it's quite hard to be an Arsenal fan at the moment because there's no real direction.
That's the thing. A lot of people have talked about the Tottenham performance and said, well, 30% possession, blah, 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 blah. Tottenham didn't need to do anything else. Tottenham went 2-0 up with counter-attacking goals. First goal from Son, absolutely superb. And then just the perfect counter-attack, really, from the three players. Thomas Partey not helping. We'll get to that in a second. But why should Mourinho and Tottenham be criticised for saying Arsenal were really bad at breaking teams down? Try and break us down. And like you said, Arsenal didn't look like scoring. They offered absolutely nothing.
I agree. It works perfectly for Spurs because obviously they scored early and that was it. Then you can literally shut up shop. We're not going to score. It was even mentioned by Gary Neville in commentary that it's the worst team on the planet to go 1-0 down to at the moment because they're so organised, great on the counter, got the best two players in the Premier League at the moment on the counter. And we just couldn't deal with it, created nothing. And it was so frustrating sitting there watching it because we were just so abject. It was unbelievable.
Are you happy with Arteta?
I feel sorry for Arteta, but then again, we're not doing anything and we're not having shots. I think we're the lowest in the league for shots at the moment. And there's just nothing at the moment. I'm just really concerned that we've got Burnley and Southampton next, and we need to get results. And I don't think we will. And that's not good.
You know what the first thing I'd do would be, and this might sound controversial, is I'd rip the captain's armband off Aubameyang. He's not a captain. He's not a leader. He doesn't drag a team forward. Like, you can talk about leaders in the Premier League, and you look at someone like Harry Kane from Tottenham. If you're talking just about this game, and it's easy for me to talk about as a Tottenham fan, but look at what Harry Kane does in the game. The way he goes hunting for the ball. He started to drop deep. He's in and around. He's not even the captain, but he's a leader. Arsenal are lacking leaders to starters. I would say probably the nearest thing you've got is Gabriel at the back, maybe. I'd be tempted to give him the armband because Aubameyang isn't a captain. And for me, it was shown with the chance he missed. And I will say missed when he went one-on-one with Alderweireld. You can say it's a block, but Aubameyang, before he signed his contract at the end of the season, scores there. He finds a way round. But for me, I felt he took the shot too early. He did it lazily, and it was an easy bit of defending for Alderweireld in the end. And Aubameyang just doesn't look like he's interested.
No, agreed. Since signing that contract, he's been so below par. It's unbelievable. I'm not sure. Playing him through the middle doesn't work. I think he's better out wide. But even so, playing sort of Lacazette in a number 10 role, that's not where he plays. Don't put him there. He can't offer that link play. And just all round, there's just massive issues. I thought Thomas Partey was very good when he was on, but he wasn't on for long enough. And Granit Xhaka's just a disaster waiting to happen every time he goes near the ball. So, it's difficult at the moment, and there's not too much to be pleased about.
Are you going to finish in the top half?
A big ask at the moment. I don't know what you... Obviously, this season's already a write-off. We're not going to go down. We're not that poor. There's 3 worst teams in the league. But what do? Do you experiment for the rest of the year, try and get a formation and identity of football and go from there? That's what I would do. But the fans aren't going to be happy. We can't keep losing games, especially in North London derby so poorly.
Can Spurs win the league?
I think they'll fall just short. I think if Kane and Son keep their form up, they'll be close. But I feel like Liverpool are just going to nick it.
I think the thing that I'm most enjoying as a Tottenham fan is the spine of the team is very solid. It seems like Lloris is having his best season for a while. Even Aurier looks fantastic at the moment at right back, not making mistakes. But it's that core through the middle that I'm really enjoying. Eric Dyer has become underrated as a centre half. I would be starting for England at the moment, based on how the other England centre halves have been performing. He's the best performing player. Tottenham have just kept clean sheets against Man City, Chelsea, and Arsenal on the trot. I mean, who saw that coming? Alderweireld, we know how good he is, even though he may have lost a yard of pace. Højbjerg is the most important summer signing in the Premier League for me right now. He has been absolutely superb. He's vital to the way Tottenham play, with Sissoko next to him helping out in that double up on Aurier. And then what can you say about Son and Kane that hasn't already been said? It's just that spine is brilliant. And if they all stay fit, do I think Tottenham are going to win the league? No, I'm a Tottenham fan. We know better than think we're going to win the league. But we can be up there, and we can definitely, I think top four should be, it's becoming the minimum aim. And at the start of the season, it was sort of, can Tottenham finish in the top four? Which is, it's been good. Good start to the season so far. Being top of the league in December is not what I was expecting. Let's move on to Manchester United. They beat West Ham 3-1, went a goal down again, so had to come from behind again. The biggest talking point this week is around Paul Pogba. His agent, was it Mino Raiola? How do you say
Mino Raiola.
Mino, that's right, Mino Raiola. I don't know why I said Mino Raiola. Has come out and said that Pogba wants to leave and he's not happy. I've seen some rumours it's because Bruno Fernandes is being picked ahead of him, but I don't think he can be unhappy with that, because I'm sorry, but I've been saying this for years now. I don't rate Pogba at all. I think that he's only good when he's got good players around him. N'Golo Kante for France. And for Man United, more often than not, he's a passenger that isn't good enough and doesn't drag that team forward. If you were Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or whoever takes over from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if that happens, sell or keep Paul Pogba?
You would obviously try and sell, but in the current climate with COVID and everything else, they're going to want a massive fee for him. And I can only see one team really paying that at the moment. That is PSG. I can't see him going anywhere else at the moment. And as you say, he is in the second string. The only reason he played against West Ham is because they're resting players. And he's just a massive enigma at the moment. He plays well occasionally. He'll score a goal out of the blue. But that's pretty much all he does. And I really don't rate Paul Pogba at all.
No, well, let's talk about why you would want him. Obviously, he has a supreme talent when he wants to show it. He's not suited to the Premier League, so I can't see any big team in the Premier League going, that's a player I want, because he's not good. He's just not up to the pace. He takes way too long on the ball. He constantly causes dressing room problems ever since he's been at Man United. Even the first time round, he left because of dressing room problems. He was fine at Juventus. He's come back. Seemed to have had a falling out with every single manager that's been there. His agent is a nightmare. His agent is an absolute nightmare. Why anyone deals with him? I'm surprised he still has the client list he does. I know he gets some good moves, but why any clubs want to deal with him? It just shocks me beyond recognition. I can't believe that I wouldn't want to deal with him. It sounds like you have his player in the club, unless he's getting pandered to and catered for, he will kick up a stink and he'll be in the press causing problems in the dressing room again. I don't know why any big team would want Pogba right now. I just can't see why anyone would want to go in for. Someone will, of course, he's a World Cup winner, but I don't think it's necessarily a good move for anyone. Maybe Juventus.
No, I agree. There's a reason Ferguson got rid of him the first time round. He's obviously a little bit of a bad egg. He's got a big ego, and he's got a agent who is, as you say, an absolute nightmare, who comes out the day before the biggest game of their season, potentially against Leipzig tonight, and says he wants to leave. That's just ridiculous. You don't do that. The only thing Paul Pogba will bring to a new side is shirt sales. That's all he's there for. He is perfect for stuff like that. His performances on the pitch, doesn't matter. He'll go back to Italy, France. He'll do a good job. But he's a shirt sales machine.
Is he going to become another Balotelli? Is his career going to fade away like Balotelli's did?
Not quite. I think he's still a decent footballer. And if you can find the right level and quality of football, even the culture of football, I think he'll be fine. But he's not made for the English game.
As for Man United, 6 points off the top, game in hand. It seems doom and gloom, but I'm not sure it is quite as doom and gloom as people think. I just think that there's no aura around Man United anymore. No club goes there and thinks we can't get a win here.
No, agreed. Another performance where they were absolutely awful in the first half, deservedly losing 1-0, make a couple of changes, bang, win the game again. If they're going to keep doing this season, they will get caught out. And I think they'll finish probably around 6th or 7th. No higher for me.
There was a VAR issue in the game, which we will move on to now, talking about VAR. There's been two to talk about really this weekend. The first big one was the Man United game, where in the lead up to Man United's equaliser, it looked like the ball went out. VAR checked it, but from all the angles I've seen, the ball's well out. I don't understand how they've missed it.
Yeah, I can't add much more to that, mate. It was miles out of play. I don't understand how, even from, you see it from enough angles, it's 100% out. So just give the right decision.
Other VAR drama was in the West Brom game, where West Brom lost 5-1 to Crystal Palace at home. Terrible result. We said it'd be an awful game. It's actually turned out to be quite good. But the red card helped that. Pereira falling, putting his foot out, it looked like to stop him from falling on him. Similar, actually, to one which I thought might be a red card when Harry Maguire kicked the Chelsea player in the goalies at the end of last season, which wasn't deemed to be a red card. Have West Brom got unlucky here? What did you think? Did you think Pereira should have been sent?
He didn't really kick out at all, but even so, it was given. So I don't understand.
So what do you think of VAR now then? Because for me, it's great technology run by Pillocks. Would you keep it? Would you scrap it? Would you adapt it? What do you think of it?
It needs to be looked at massively, because there are too many decisions in pretty much every game, every Saturday or Sunday, where there's an issue. Ball going out, penalties being given when they shouldn't be, red cards being given. It just needs to be streamlined a little bit more, and it's not going anywhere, so we've got to get used to it, but it's not being used properly.
Where it was used properly, though, was Liverpool having a penalty decision against them overturned, where Conor Cody went down very softly on a Sadio Mane tackle. I thought that was the appropriate application of VAR. He didn't touch him, so it shouldn't have been a penalty. Liverpool, very good win against Wolves. A horrible mistake from Conor Cody to open up for the first goal, but good performance, good win. Plagued by injuries. It's almost a second string Liverpool side at this time, bar the front three. Can they continue performances like that with all the injury problems? And are they still the favourites for the title?
For me, they are still favourites. I think they've got a good batch of youngsters who have made a difference when they've come in. I think Curtis Jones has been good. Neco Williams has been good. And it was a really strong performance on Sunday against a really decent Wolves side. I do think the fans played a part. It was nice to get some fans in the Kop. It was nice.
It was great to see Never Walk Alone, and I'm not a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, it was great to have that, and I thought they were really, really impressive. I feel like Joel Matip especially is very, very underrated. I think he's come in out literally under the radar, done a really good job in Van Dijk's shoes, and they look very good, and I think they'll continue.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're showing the second string's almost as good as the first string. Kelleher looks great in goal. Fabinho's become an absolute dynamite centre-half. And right now they're not missing Van Dijk. So that's the biggest compliment we can give to him and Matip, really, that they're not missing him. Just finally, before we finish, let's talk about Sheffield United. Another loss, last minute. Jamie Vardy absolutely battered the corner flag after that last-minute winner, which I thought was brilliant. Two-footed it. Got booked for it, which I didn't like because it was funny. I just think they're going down. This is the Sheffield United I expected last season. You said that they were a good side and you were proven right, but I thought last season this was what we were going to get from Sheffield United, and they can't score, and now they're starting to ship the goals, and I honestly can't see them staying up. I think it's very harsh, but I'm not sure Chris Wilder will last the season. It depends if the owners are happy going back down or not. It's not to say he's not a good manager, and maybe he's the only man who could keep them up, but I just don't think they're going to do it.
No, agreed. I watched the whole game and they were really, really poor again. Leicester were knocking on the door pretty much from minute one. Good goal from McBurney, good header, but literally second half was wave upon wave of attacks, and they got their reward. Leicester, they did deserve to win, and you do look at Sheffield United, can't score. As you say, I think Chris Wilder might get to Christmas. If it doesn't start to pick up, then I think they will probably look at him and go, do you know what? Let's change. Let's make a change. Let's see what we can do moving forward.
I'm going to make a prediction now that might seem crazy because we're only 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks from Christmas. I think this is going to be maybe the first Premier League season. I don't know if it's ever. I don't know the stat, but in a very long time where we don't have a single sacking before Christmas.
I don't disagree with you. With literally New Year being pretty much 2-3 weeks away, I can't see too many changes happening.
But I think we'll see a couple in January. That was Pub Put with Miles and Jimmy. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if this has been a bit of you. Also head over to our Instagram page if you're not already watching this on Instagram, at pub_football. Try to keep you up to date with everything that we see in the football world. We'll be back later on this week to preview this weekend's games. There's only one thing left to say, and that's cheers. We'll get it.